Ah, well. Here we go.
Requested to us by Film Before 6 on our Facebook page. I must say, when we found out about this request yesterday, we literally rubbed our hands together and thought,
it was better than a well-cooked Sunday meal, honestly. Better than Sunday roasty. I actually foamed at the mouth when Film Before 6 actually recommended this. I was like, ranting time. But yes, we are going to be reviewing The Wedding of Riversong, the Series 6 finale.
Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail about Series 6 itself while talking about this, because I've still got my countdown to do this Friday, so I don't want to spoil where Series 6 is. But I just want to talk about this episode. But I have a feeling we'll talk about the series.
Yes, but briefly, let's just say that it all began with the impossible astronaut, I suppose. The Doctor was killed. There was a huge amount of marketing done for the impossible astronaut, where we were all told that someone in Doctor Who is going to die. The candidates for that death was obviously the Doctor, Amy, Rory, River, whoever, and it turned out to be the Doctor, and it was probably, I'll give it to Moffat, the most shocking twist to a season opener I think I've ever seen.
And it built our hopes up, because hours after that episode, we literally were busting our minds trying to think of how the hell is he going to avoid his death.
We were actually, as you all were, me and Matthew were busting our minds on two different subjects. One was how is the Doctor going to survive his death, and the other was who was Riversong.
Exactly.
Which we all found out who she was on A Good Man Goes to War, which I will admit I gasped in horror.
I love the ending.
Yes,
but we're not reviewing that. We are reviewing The Wedding of Riversong.
Yes, which pretty much brought the the brilliant beginning of Series 6 and made it seem absolutely shite.
Moving on.
Yes.
Yes, it gave the Doctor's kill. I mean, if you were stupid and didn't realise this, we both realised this in Let's Kill Hitler, I think it was, well, earlier on in the series anyway. We realised that River was the person who killed the Doctor. I mean, to be honest, as soon as I heard that she was in prison for a crime that she doesn't remember committing, I thought it was the Doctor straight away. But for anyone who didn't know, it said in the introduction of this episode, Melody Pond, the woman who kills the Doctor. There we go.
Yeah, and all of this was pretty much predicted by fans way in advance. So, to be perfectly honest, Stephen Moffat didn't really do anything all that shocking. And predictable is something that I never thought Stephen Moffat would become. But yes, in the Series 6 finale, everything he pretty much worked so hard to write. Well, I wouldn't say he worked so hard to write. But everything that he tried so hard to build up, it was all really predicted by everyone, really.
It fell down like a pack of potatoes. I mean,
like a Jenga block.
It began with the Doctor randomly being Winston Churchill's soothsayer,
which
all of time would stop.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. I mean, time suddenly stopping, they didn't really put that into contrast until later on in the episode, and really, I just found it really confusing. There were some questions that Moffat just skimmed right past. I mean, why was he just randomly the Doctor? Why was the Doctor just randomly Winston Churchill's soothsayer?
Yeah.
And the whole past, present, and future combination. And obviously that was meant to show that time's all fucked up, but it's just that wasn't really hinted at all.
No.
I mean, there was absolutely, positively no hint whatsoever throughout the series, in fact not even in closing time beforehand, that this sort of thing was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was really sort of, and I just thought then, yeah, the episode's going to go a bit downhill.
If the past, the present and the future are all stuck together, why didn't that happen straight after the Doctor's death in The Impossible Astronaut?
Yeah.
Why did it all of a sudden just click into place in The Wedding of Riversong? And first of all, I've just noticed this. It's called The Wedding of Riversong. That has no real relevance to the actual episode. I've just noticed that right now.
It's all the way back to the Doctor dances, folks.
Literally, it was a 5-minute scene that we think is pointless, but we'll get onto that.
Yeah, but then we are followed by an earlier caption, which shows the Doctor in his Stetson and coat, which I frankly think is better than the trench coat. I love that green coat that he wore. As soon as he wore that in Let's Kill Hitler, I was like, yeah, he looks fucking badass.
Yep.
But yes, he confronted a Dalek trying to get information on the silence. So the Doctor's investigation of the silence and his refusal to die, I thought, was a really riveting watch. I thought that that was very much in character for the Doctor, bringing us back to End of Time, where the Doctor did refuse to die, didn't want to die. But in this one, he's very much still in character. Obviously, 1,200 years of time and space, and obviously he is not going to go down without a fight. So this was very much in character for him. But it was just the some things that were just rather pointless that didn't even need to be in the episode. This happened quite a lot.
Yeah,
here.
There was quite a good few little like foreshadowing things. I mean, Trenzalore was foreshadowed, the Fall of the 11th was foreshadowed, and even John Hurt was foreshadowed if you were an eagle-eyed viewer at one point. And yeah.
Yeah, so let me just put that into contrast for you. When Winston Churchill said, if I had to, I'd destroy the man. And destroying the man obviously means destroying the whole man himself. So
basically what the Great Intelligence was doing in the name of the Doctor.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, but there was plenty of pointless content, like that random live chess game where the Doctor forfeited to then get to Dorium, only for that guy who he versed to try and kill him, then go in a booby trap. It just seemed like, I think this episode, it was just completely off balance. You know, they literally spent 40 minutes building up the end, and then 5 minutes just quickly summing it up. You know, if all these little scenes that were earlier on in the story, earlier on in the episode, if they'd have made them a little bit shorter, overall, them little snippets that they chopped off could have given a lot more time for the ending.
Exactly.
The ending could have had 10 minutes, 15 minutes even, to justify and explain itself. But
it just seemed it happened too quickly, too quick and too fast. Yeah. It really did make the entire rest of the season just a little bit redundant. It made it seem like it was very unimportant and like it didn't matter. You know, it made possibly the biggest storyline that Stephen Moffat has ever written, and like Matthew...
The most ambitious.
Yeah, the most ambitious series probably to date, and as I did say in my series countdown a few days ago, it's just that Stephen Moffat just bitten off more than he could chew.
He did, definitely. He thought he could write this unbelievable story, and then he got to the end of it, and he just thought, crap, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And that is basically what a writer should never do.
Exactly.
They should have the ending planned the same time as the beginning.
They should have the beginning, the middle, and the end all sorted.
Especially in a show like Doctor Who, because you have the middle at the end, you have the end at the beginning all over the place, you know. But Moffat just seemed like he completely lost his way, and he really didn't have a clue what the hell he was doing. There was a beautiful scene where the Doctor found out about Brigadier, which I thought was nice to put in. You know, we said this earlier, there needs to be a moment in the 50th where the Doctor finds out about Sarah Jane. It'd be fitting if the 10th Doctor was to find out at the same time as the 11th, because if you think about it, at the end of Time, when the Doctor has seen Sarah Jane, he waved to her. Yeah. He didn't wave to Martha, he didn't wave to Donna or anyone else, not even Rose. Mm. He only waved to Sarah Jane as to say, I'm never going to see you again in this incarnation. Does that mean that maybe in the 50th, the 10th Doctor finds out that Sarah Jane will die, so in the future he knows when he's going to see her for the last time? I don't know. But yeah, we definitely think that he should find out about Sarah Jane Smith's death.
Yes, but despite the fact that call to Brigadier was very tear-jerking,
it was quick.
It was very quick, and to be perfectly honest, it seemed like a shortcut, because all of a sudden, the Doctor accepted his death.
He went from being so scared to, it's time.
It's time to die. I just found that really quick and really contrived, and all of it just seemed really quick and rushed. And why exactly would a call telling you one of your closest friends has died, why would that give you the convincing motive to think, right, I need to die?
Once again, the balance was completely wrong. All them scenes with him playing chess, if they were a bit shorter, the call to Brigadier could have been a bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so out of balance. The important bits seem a lot shorter than the unimportant bits, the pointless bits, which dragged on a bit. The balance of this episode was completely wrong.
Yeah, and I did quite like the logic that the Doctor had for his friends being with him when he died. I did quite like that logic. That was probably one of the very few things in this episode that was actually right. The fact that the Doctor wanted his friends with him because his friends were the best of him. Because let's be honest, think of it from that man's point of view. Everyone's out to bloody kill him.
Yeah.
That man lays down his life every week to save different planets and planet Earth and loads of different planets all the way across the universe.
He probably has hundreds of adventures we don't even see.
Exactly, and he puts his life on the line so many times, and yet there are so many people who are willing to betray him at the same time. Honestly, I feel really, really bad for him. And when he says that his friends have always been the best of him, it just goes to show that that his friends will love him no matter what. And I think that was really nice. Then.
Yeah, that basically was describing how the Wedding River song was linked to the Impossible Astronaut on the Day of the Moon. It showed flashbacks of them at Lake Silencio, having wine and everything else. It showed him walking up to the astronaut and River basically saying, "I don't want to kill you." And then this was the moment when me and Jamie put our head in our hands. I literally headbutted the settee and thought, here we go, this is when it gets shit. River shot him, but the doctor didn't die. He closed his eyes and he gave the most stupid face I can imagine. He's just survived his death.
That sounds like a little bit of a nitpick, I suppose, but it's just that his face at that point. I know, guys, that this is probably just a nitpick, and it is probably not very vital to this review. But honestly, his face at that moment. Come on, you've got to admit it. Throughout Matt Smith's tenure, he has pulled fucking stupid faces that just makes you want to punch him in the face. He ruins moments that should be dramatic and heartfelt. He ruins those moments, I must admit. And in that very moment, he did just ruin something vital there.
But even then, the fact that we'd expected him to die all season and then out of nowhere, River shoots him and he doesn't die, it literally made me feel like I've been wasting my time. He just doesn't die like that, and River just goes, "Hello, sweetie," like, "Oh, everything's all right now in a matter of freaking seconds." It just made me think that all the time that me and you were busting our minds, how's he going to survive? Oh, she just shoots him and nothing happens. It just made me really think, oh my god, I've been wasting my time. I was so pissed off.
It seemed like the everything that the entire season was building up to in over 13 weeks, including the break in between. It just seemed like it was a complete waste of our time. It really did. I hope you guys feel the same way.
It insulted our intelligence.
It really did.
We were thinking of all these complex ways, and we'll get to the ending. Don't you worry about that.
But then we go on to the train scene with Doctor and Amy, and that was a really nice scene. I always enjoy every scene with the Doctor and Amy.
They have some chemistry.
They do, and I do like Matt Smith and Karen Gillan's chemistry together because they have such a sort of insulting. See, me and Matthew are pretty much the same way. We insult each other. That's how we compliment each other.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty much the same thing. But with like sort of light, offensive sort of banter. Just like, you look really cool. Really? No. I really did like those moments, and I think that they have chemistry together. And I got to admit, that is something to this day that I still do miss about those two.
Yeah, they're different from the Doctor and Rose, because that was we love each other relationship. Oh yeah, we like to hug and all this. We cry when we don't see each other.
Yeah.
These two were literally best friends, while people make out that the 10th Doctor and Rose were lovers, which, oh my god, it just makes me think, no, cringe, shut up. But yeah, these two have a good chemistry, which is best friend. I think that worked better because, she was the first face he saw. They both came into the show at the same time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Rose when she went from one doctor to the other, the slut. But it made sense, the fact that they both, came in and developed and grew together. So yeah, they went into the Area 52, I think it was, the pyramids where the silence were, and she didn't recognise Rory, which at the time I thought that's a bit stupid, but I guess in
the story like that I guess Stephen Moffat does notice the other stuff he's actually written. It seems like he completely just ignores other stuff he's written, and just pretends that never happened. But honestly, he seems to actually notice that obviously Amy doesn't remember Rory, but does remember the Doctor. I suppose that she's always a bit slow when it comes to remembering stuff when she's in an alternate universe. I've been in an alternate universe loads of times. I forget all about you.
Exactly.
Who are you? But anyway,
we appear to be in an alternate universe.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it's just at first, like Matthew, I did think that her forgetting Rory did seem a bit of a plot hole, but now I kind of do see that those repercussions of Series 5 sort of seeded their way into this finale here.
Yeah, then the silence escaped, and I think a brilliant scene was when Rory refused to take the eye patch off, and he was going to get killed by the silence. And I must admit, freaking hell, Karen Gillan looks sexy as fucking with an AK-47.
She looked badass with that gun.
Silence. She looked amazing.
Killed the fuck out of that silence.
And then she left Kavarium to die. She was basically pleading to Amy, "Help me." And Amy just forced the eye patch back on her and let her die. I was like, bloody hell, Amy's badass.
I know, right? Honestly, she in that scene, you could definitely see the anger in her there, because obviously every mother, if you miss your daughter growing up, if you miss your child growing up, and basically you don't feel like a mother at all, so it's and your daughter looks older than you for a start. It's just that obviously you could see the anger in Amy there, which I really enjoyed.
Yes, her mother even had a turkey neck, and all this says quite a lot. And then they went onto the roof, and randomly, we've seen the Doctor try to grab hold of River to reset everything and make him die or whatever. But then, oh no, we don't have to touch. In fact, instead of just holding hands, let's get married.
Exactly.
Let's just get married.
Honestly, that wedding had absolutely no reason whatsoever. Why did they actually get married? Oh, because it looked lovely. They're supposed to get married, I think Stephen Moffat just made them get married there, because ever since Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, everybody was saying, that's the Doctor's future wife from his future. That everyone was saying that ever since that two-parter back in Series 4. Everyone was saying that. And so Stephen Moffat just thought, you know what, I'll give in to peer pressure from the fans. I'll just make them get married. But that marriage seemed absolutely redundant and had absolutely no reason whatsoever. The only reason he made them get married there is because the fans have been saying since the very beginning, they should get married. Yep,
and once again it was another scene that it could have been a lot shorter and it could have added to the end. But obviously Moffat does not have a clue how to balance fucking episode.
And now, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the rant that you guys have been waiting for. Here it is. The Teselecta turned out to be the Doctor.
Yes, because the thing is, yeah, they got married, they kissed. How bloody beautiful and cringy. A nice young 26-year-old man's neck and then a turkey neck that looks about 80. Brilliant, yeah. And then we get told it's fulfilled, the Doctor did die. And then, there's River and Amy sat in their back garden, and then River's like, he didn't whisper his name in my ear. He whispered, look into my eyes. And then we see the Doctor inside the Teselecta, looking all jumpy and flaily, basically saying, oh yeah, after all this...
I'm alive! Everything's fine!
After all this build-up, I was the Teselecta. What a way of taking a giant shit on all of us.
Now, I know with our previous video, The Good, the Bad and the Moffat, we did kind of say that video was kind of going to be the last Moffat rant we were ever going to do, but Moffat did just shit all over his own story.
It was over like that.
Honestly, it was bad enough that he shat on the Daleks, which was bad enough. But the fact that he actually contradicted and shat on his own thing that he written himself was, honestly, he brought the entire season to an absolute redundant point. He made the Doctor's death seem absolutely unimportant, and he basically made a happy ending for something that shouldn't have been a happy ending.
I remember a quote from your countdown video when you said the ending needs to be just as amazing as the beginning and the plot.
Exactly.
I will give it to Moffat. The build-up and the way the series progressed was brilliant. But this, I would literally say that if this episode was good, it would maybe make Series 6 near perfection.
Yeah.
Not nowhere near like proper perfection, but it'd make it decent. But for me, and I'm not spoiling my countdown or anything, but this episode seriously just ruined Series 6 for me.
Oh, certainly.
It built up everything just to let us all down. And it just pisses me off. Oh god, I can't wait to do my conclusion.
So, should I begin my conclusion?
Yeah, give me time to get myself ready.
Yes, Yes, just breathe in, breathe out.
Here we go.
Okay, the episode began with a great opening, but when the past, present, and future sequence came on, I couldn't help but think that this episode was in for a downhill scope. It skimmed past some vital points such as how did the Doctor become Churchill's soothsayer? In fact, a large majority of the episode was plot holes that Moffat couldn't be asked answering.
That's one.
Performance was great from all the cast, and the Doctor's investigation of the silence and refusal to die was a great watch. But then, with just a simple phone call to find out Brigadier had died, the Doctor was suddenly ready to die. That happened too quickly and seemed like a shortcut to get to the ending. I felt underwhelmed by the ending as it left me pissed off about the fact that myself and Matthew were racking our brains for 3 hours straight all fucking season. All in all, Moffat has written a pointless wreck of a finale, and this was just an easy get out quick plan because of the huge hole he dug himself into all season. 4 out of 10.
Oh, well. The wedding of River Song began in a very confusing, inconsistent manner, with the reveal of Melody killing the Doctor before the intro, and the Doctor randomly being a soothsayer. It began to pick up with the Doctor's investigation into the silence, with references to Trenzalore, the Fall of the 11th, and John Hurt. Matt Smith's acting was believable, as the Doctor genuinely looked scared of his death, with a beautiful scene where he was informed of Brigadier's death. The first 20 minutes made Series 6 make perfect sense, but as soon as River the astronaut didn't kill the Doctor, the episode went on a terrible downhill spiral, as it made the series seem pointless and that we had been wasting our time with this pathetic cop-out. The Doctor and River's marriage was pointless, apart from making us think that the Doctor had died, to only reveal the worst cop-out let-down ending, which was the Doctor disguised as the Teselecta. Overall, the acting was good, the direction wasn't bad, but Stephen Moffat had built up a storyline that he couldn't finish, he'd bitten off more than he could chew, and ruined Series 6 with this horrific piece of shit, which insulted my intelligence, wasted my time, and pissed me off royally. It was an inconsistent, all-over-the-place episode, and was completely and utterly fucking awful. 3 out of 10, and that is me being incredibly generous. I hate this episode.
Boom! There we go. Well guys, I hope you have all enjoyed that review, because we certainly enjoyed doing it. Thank you, FilmBuff06, very, very much so, for recommending this, and we hope you enjoyed it.
On a lighter note, let's answer some comments from the Angels Take Manhattan review, shall we?
Let's.
So now we are going to be answering 3 comments from our previous review last week, which was The Angels Take Manhattan.
Yes, this is from Ithekro, who says, the thing about companions is that they don't have to be from modern day Earth, that they have to be the most part is possibly what is getting boring about it. It is said that the role is to be relatable to the modern viewer. Why? We don't have we need to have a directly relatable window to the Doctor. We just need something that can play off the Doctor, who might ask those questions we are asking. Think back to the oldest seasons of Doctor Who. The second Doctor had an 18th century Scot as a companion. Very right about that. Jamie, who was a Scottish companion from the 18th century.
He or she is obviously referring to the point we made during that review, which was we prefer companions like Rose, Martha, Donna, who were relatable in the fact that they were from modern day Earth, but they had a normal life. They could evolve naturally. What we meant was, I'm completely for a companion who is an alien. I'm completely for a companion who's from a different time period. I think that would definitely bring new viewers to the show and new interest, especially with Capaldi. And there is rumours of a second companion joining to make a trio in Series 8. But I don't want a companion that has a mystery surrounding them like Amy and Clara. There's a difference between a companion with mystery and a companion who is normal.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I would love a companion from the 70s, to teach the Doctor disco. That would actually be rather interesting and quite hilarious. To see Peter Capaldi dancing on a dance floor would be pretty good, especially in platform shoes. But yeah, I think what we meant was that just sick of the usual characters that Stephen Moffat is writing. I think that's really what we meant.
Yeah, we're sick of the mysteries. We just want someone who can naturally evolve.
Our second comment is from usual commenter, the First Evil 100. Nice to hear from you again. He says, a very good review. I will say Ninth never had a goodbye with anyone, so we can't count him really. And he showed more anger, as he would have killed the Weeping Angels in anger. Now, as for the 10th, he did cry twice. I think one with Rose in season 2, which made me cry, and the next with Donna. And as he was happy that Martha was, well, wanting to live her life. As for love, I think he was he has loved other people, like Susan, his granddaughter, as well as other family he had, and Rose, the woman who made him better. He's obviously referring to when we said that Matt Smith had showed more emotion with Amy and Rory leaving in the episode than any other Doctor. But yes, each Doctor has sort of, well, obviously we're not counting the 9th Doctor because we've not actually seen him lose a companion. As far as we know, we've not actually, I don't think he's ever lost anyone, apart from Linda with a Y and a few people.
He showed a bit of sadness.
Yeah, but honestly, yeah, you're right there. I mean, I think what we meant was that Matt Smith has shown more emotion than any other Doctor. Really.
We might have said that other Doctors showed no emotion. I can't quite remember, but I still stick to what I said about the 11th Doctor showing more emotion than previous Doctors. I mean, like we said, 9th didn't count. The 10th, he shed a tear with Rose. He was disappointed with Martha leaving. He was saddened by Donna leaving. But I definitely think no Doctor has properly broke down the way the 11th did.
Yeah, certainly. I just think that the 11th Doctor certainly did show more emotion in those moments.
Yeah, the others definitely did, but the 11th showed more.
And the third and final comment is from our good friend Owen Salmons, who says, this episode was just amazing. I think it was a great send-off to the Ponds. The Angels were great, and every time Amy and Rory jump, I cry. The music is so sad, and especially when Rory gets sent back and Amy is in tears, that always gets me. I feel so sorry for River. She lost her parents. It must have been so hard for her. I think the Angels have had their time. In Blink, they were great. In Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone, they were alright. But in this, they were good again. Great video, guys. Thank you very much. I don't know why you put a sad face at the end of great video, guys. Oh, probably because you were sad about the Angels taking my hand, obviously. But yes, we completely agree. The ending was right for the Ponds, and like you said, Stephen Moffat has said in an interview that that he's pretty much done writing the Angels, but that doesn't mean that other writers can't write for the Angels as well.
I don't think it'll be the last we see of the Angels. Coming from a die-hard Angels fan right here, I hope to God that we do see them again, and I think we will, because I think of all the enemies that's in Doctor Who, they will grab the most viewers now. I think they became better than a one-off. They're actually a regular enemy that's demanded quite well now.
Yeah.
But definitely, there's two scenes in this episode that stick out to me. One is them jumping off the roof, and that music when they're falling in slow motion is out of this world.
It really is.
And then, the build up to when Amy is, basically looking at the Angel, the music build up, the Doctor's pleading for her, it's getting the TARDIS, and she just turns around and says, Raggedy Man, goodbye, and the Doctor breaks down. Two scenes that will stick out in my mind in Doctor Who history forever.
Yeah, certainly.
But apart from that, the episode, as I will always say, is better as a two-part.
So then, guys, I hope you were all satisfied with the way we answered your comments. Sorry to those of you whose comments we didn't answer, but obviously, as you all know, we only answer 3. But please do comment in the section below of this video so that hopefully, fingers crossed, that we may answer your comments next time.
Yeah, we've got plenty coming up this Friday. I've got my series countdown, which is already sorted. I've got the countdown ready. I just need to film it and record it. Monday, what have you got coming in the next episode?
Yes, I will be finally, after 2 delays on this, I will finally be doing my Why Malcolm Took It Is Not the Doctor solo video, finally, on Monday. Also, don't forget that on the 30th of October, for a Halloween special of Who Addicts Reviews, we will be doing our top 10 scariest monsters of Doctor Who.
Yep, and that is if a trailer, a trailer could arrive.
A trailer could arrive,
yeah.
So in which case, fuck the top 10 monsters. Fuck it. Who cares that it's Halloween? The trailer that we've been waiting for. So if there's a trailer, then chances are we'll be doing that instead.
There won't be a trailer.
No, there won't be.
No.
So then, guys, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and if you do, we shall subscribe right back to yours as well.
Hit the BBC! Anyway, yes, please, all the social networking links are on the YouTube banner. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Facebook is the best way for you guys to contact us and stay updated on what's happening on the channel.
Certainly. I'm James Wilson.
I'm Matthew Rowley.
This has been Who Addicts Reviews.